Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to start with a brief reminder. Please go back and watch yesterday's Crown Judgment video, because in that video I launched a new competition. Go Darts Pro have kindly given me some subscriptions to give away. They've given me 4 in total. I'm definitely giving 3 away in that video. The 4th one, I've got a few ideas as to what I might do with that one. But for now, there's definitely 3 up for grabs. The competition's going to run for 1 week. So it will close at noon Thursday GMT time. So that'll be the 12th, I think. The 12th or the 13th? The 13th, one of them. But yeah, it'll be noon next Thursday. So please go and have a look at that video after this. And I'm going to get going into this video now. So Go Darts Pro, one of the big features is the virtual coach. And it's supposed to motivate you on the areas of your game, which are pretty weak. Many areas for me, normally trebles and doubles, combinations, throwing a dart, you name it, it'll be on there, most likely. Not throwing the dart, but yeah, the stats part of the game will be up somewhere. And I thought, what about if I compared 2 different large language models? So you'll know what I mean. Like the common term is just ChatGPT. If you say that, it's just everyone knows what you mean. Even if you're not talking about ChatGPT, everyone knows what you mean if you say that. It's like when people say K-flex. They might mean wind malfusions, but if you say K-flex, they're going to get it straight away. So I've got 2 of them. I've got ChatGPT, and I've got one of its newest rivals to the market, DeepSeek. So I've given them both the same instruction, and what the instruction was: please create a 30-minute training route regime. Not plan, regime, or practice, no, training that a 50 average dart player could do. And I'm going to try them both in this video. Don't worry, you won't be watching the full hour of me doing that. I'll probably do the first 1 or 2 visits of each challenge and then cut in and out in between. I'm going to be assessing them over 5 different criteria, and the one that wins, I'm going to do that training regime, that training plan for 1 week to see if it really does help. So the video, it will help give me my baseline. And then every week when I get home from work, that'll be the first thing I do for half an hour. See if it helps. So the first category we've got is balance. The irony being my balance is all over at the minute. Does it focus on just one area, or does it favor one area more than another? It's like, for example, does it want you to spend 25 minutes on treble 20 and then 5 minutes on double? No doubles. That's what I mean by balanced. Time. How much time do you spend doing each activity it organizes for you? I've mentioned before, when things go over 10 minutes for me at darts, not only do I start to get a bit bored, my mind just starts to wander, and then it becomes a thing of where I'm just throwing for the sake of it. I'm not doing anything, I'm not learning anything. If anything, I'm getting a bad habit. The third part is tracking. Is it easy to track your progress? So that's the third category. The 4th category is sustainability. Now, this will be where I'll actually be able to report proper feedback next week once I've done it every day. But is it manageable? Is what it's expecting you to do sustainable? Could you actually do it every day for 1 month if you wanted? Because some people might do that. And then the last thing, the last category, for me, it's enjoyment. If you enjoy doing it, you'll do it more, which is why, like when I'm playing practice games, I really enjoy the JDC challenge. So I can do that 2 or 3 times back to back, and I forget about the time because I really enjoy it. But when I'm playing Bob's 27 or Round the Clock, I get bored. So that one, that final category, that'll be different for everybody, but the games you like, games you don't like. So yeah, we're gonna start with the first one, which is ChatGPT. So what I'm gonna do is I'll throw these 3 darts. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. And I'm gonna cut away, and then when I come back, I'll have the ChatGPT stuff ready, and then we'll get cracking with that. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, everybody, and we are back. And the first game from ChatGPT, it's a bit of a familiar one. It's Round the Clock at big singles. And it says to do this for 5 minutes. So that doesn't count. Got the big section. Okay, so I'll start a clock. There we go, it's going. And then we'll see how far we get. It says try to hit at least 10. Just try to get to at least number 10 in 5 minutes. If I don't finish it, I'll be a bit disappointed. Ooh, no. So far, not doing very well. But the whole idea is, this is just a warm-up training game. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, no. I need to go on a bit of a run here. 40 seconds in and I've managed to hit 2 numbers. That's better. 4. Yeah, 5. Ooh, no. Get in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to finish this game and I'll come back to you as I hit 20. There we go. Okay, and we are back. So that one actually took me much less than the time it suggested. It took me about 2 minutes and 50 seconds to get through that. So not my best, but not my worst. So moving on to the second game, it actually says play 1 leg of 501. And this should take 5 minutes. So let's play a leg of 501. And this will be challenging because I've not got my scorer open. 21. Anyway, what I'll do, I'll finish this leg and then I'll report back to you on how it went. Let's see how it goes. So I've just finished a game of 501. It's actually a 29 dart leg. Not my best, not my worst. I'll accept that though. Nice little 52 finish at the end. That probably took me about 4 minutes because I wasn't going at my normal speed, but that's the second game. The next game it suggests is 9 darts at 20s only. And that's it. It actually says throw 9 darts per round at the 20 segment, but it doesn't tell me how many rounds to play. So I'm going to play 1 round only. Yeah, that's confusing, that one. So let's do 1 round. That's not what I wanted, is it? I'm guessing you're supposed to do this like in a 5-minute time frame. Is that what it wants? Okay, 1. So I'll tell you what, I'll do these 3 darts and then let's say I do 9 darts in a minute. I'll do it 4 more times off camera and then I'll let you know my highest score. Can we end well? A bit better. So that's 5, I think. Right. I'm going to do this 4 more times off camera, see if I can beat 5. We're back in a moment. Okay, so that is the third game. Well, the third training game finished in this section. My best score was 7, so that was 7 out of 9 darts in the 20. Even if I hit this treble or the single, I just still counted it as the 20 section. So my best was 7 out of 9. I can definitely do better on that game. Now, this next game, it's a bit different. It's actually doubles this time. It's saying allow myself 5 minutes, but I'm only allowed to throw a double top, double 20, and double 16. And I'm supposed to hit them both 5 times. So what I'll do with you, I'll do 6 at 20s, and then I'll do 6 at 16s, and then I'll come back to you and report how many it took. Ooh, not a good start here. But is this game good? I think this one has potential. So I'm going to switch to 16s because I think you get your eye in too much on one number. Like, you know yourself when you're throwing at 20s, so you switch up and down. So I've got 1 on 16. Let's go at tops again. Oof. So all 3 of them, they felt very nice. Very, very nice. Right, 3 more at 16 with you. Okay, well, we've got 2 on the 16s. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go away. I'm going to try and hit them both 5 times in the remaining time. It's about 3.5 minutes left. We're back soon. And we're back. So I can confirm what was the easiest one for me was double 16. You saw me hit 2 on camera. It actually took me 6 visits to get 5. So 5 out of 18 darts. I don't think that's too bad for me. It's about 30%, I believe, off the top of my head. Tops took me a bit longer. It actually took me 8 visits. So it took me 24 darts, and I got that one on the last dart. So that's the last one. Don't know how much I enjoyed that game. I think it needs more variation in it, but we'll come back to that later. Now, the next one is, I've just seen it. You've got to do 5 minutes starting at 50, finish 50. Once you finish 50, you go up 10 until you get to 100. But you've only got 5 minutes. So I suppose the first decision you have is, do you go for bull or do you split it? Oh, that's not a nice split now. Okay, double 18. Oof. So I'm going to do this, see if I can take 50 out with you, and then I'll come back to you after I've done the rest of them. Oh, no, not what I wanted. Not happening now, is it? And I believe you've got to do them in 3 darts. It doesn't say 3 darts or fewer. Okay, this could get very tasty, really, couldn't it? Well, there we go. I've got it in 2 darts. Took me a few attempts, but got it in 2 darts. Right, I'm going to go now off camera. I'm going to finish this game, see how high I can get. I've got just under 4 minutes left, so I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, and we are back now. I can confirm I got to 90. Well, I finished 80. I didn't get the 90. That's the closest I got, actually. So the clock just ticked over 5 minutes. I was in the process of throwing, so I finished them off. So treble 20 for double 18. Missed it, hit the single 18, and then missed the double 9. But that one, I actually quite enjoyed that because I do enjoy checkout games like that. That one was good. And then the last thing it wants me to do, cool down. Have you ever cooled down at darts? Never cooled down at darts. Just wants me to throw 10 darts. Have I read that right? Throw 10 darts and track my scores. Well, I don't have a pen and paper, but what I'll do, instead of tracking the scores, I'll do 10 rounds of 3 at the ball. So we've already done 1. Okay, can we get another one? Can we get a ball? Ooh. Right, I'll do 1 more with you, and then we've done 3, and then I'll come back and share that information with you. Oh, that's nice. Ooh, that first one was so promising. Right, I'm going to go away. I'm going to do the last 3 rounds on camera. Well, off camera, I apologise. And then I'll come back to you at the end. Okay, and that is the last round done. My actual best score was 2. It was either 2 25s or if I wanted to count a bull, it was 2. That's what I got. I didn't have anything better in that game. That was my last visit. Again, I do enjoy going for bull. I need to do it more. So that's a good thing for this training schedule, this training regime that ChatGPT has created. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut away, I'm going to edit a few things, and then I'm going to come back with the DeepSeek so we can have a rival to compare it against. So I'll be back in a moment with that for you. Hello everybody and welcome back. Now I'm going to start throwing pretty much straight away. So this is the first thing from DeepSeek. So it wants me to throw 20 to 30 darts, so between 7 and 10 visits, and it only wants me to concentrate on my grip and my stance. It does not want me to focus on anything else. Scoring doesn't matter, it's just all about the stance, all about the grip, which is a good thing. So I'll do a few more with you on camera and then I'll go off and come back. I've just finished editing the first part and I realised I wasn't wearing my shoes. I could see them in the back of the camera. So I'm not wearing them for this either because it needs to be fair. So I was probably away from the board maybe an hour, just a bit more, had a bit of food, cup of tea as well. So yeah, 3 more darts. That was a bad one. Ooh, that was not good. But I've cooled down a bit. I need to warm up again. So I'm just going to go away. I'm going to finish this warm up, get comfortable with things, and then I'll come back to you. So I'll be back in a few minutes. And we are back. So that's the first activity done. So purely just focusing on your stance, getting into the feel and the rhythm of things. Scoring doesn't matter. I do like that touch it's given there. Also, that was only a 2-minute exercise. The next one is 3 minutes and it's grouping. Now it does recommend you focus on the 20s, but I might switch every now and then. I might go to an 18, I might go to a 19, but I'm going to, the first number I hit, that's what I'm going to do. So let's go for 19s now. So yeah, it wants me to do this for 3 minutes. So I'm guessing again, that'll be about 10 visits. So I'll do a visit at 18s with you. Ooh, they're not very good. So I'm going to do a few more visits, 2 more visits at each number, and then I'll return to you. So I'll be back soon. Right, that is the second exercise done. Now, it does say aim for the number, but your main point is you want to focus on the grouping. It actually does say grouping practice. So that might not have been a good score, but they were all pretty close. You can't be angry with that because another day they're all going to be in and around the treble and 1, 2, or maybe even all 3 of them are going. So that's the second game. The third game it wants to play, it's the exact same as the original warm-up game on ChatGPT. Around the clock, big numbers. So again, I'll do 3 more darts and then I'll cut back to you at the end. 3. Ooh. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to whiz around this game, finish it, and then I'll cut back to you shortly. Can I get a ball? And we're back. So I've just gone round, I've done that game. It was a bit quicker than when I did it on ChatGPT, but I wasn't counting how long it'd take me on that one. But there was a lot more visits with 2s, whereas the ChatGPT, when I did it, it was a lot more visits of 1s. So that was definitely better, but could argue I'm warmed up. So maybe it's not exactly fair to compare them. My watch is dying, so that's that game. Okay, this one. Focus on 20s for 5 minutes. Okay, now throw 9 darts at 20s 3 times. Count how many treble 20s you hit. So does that just mean throw at 20s for 5 minutes non-stop and count trebles? That's how I'm interpreting that. Throw 9 darts at T20 3 times. Count as many T20s as you hit. Okay, no, I've got it. It wants rounds of 9 darts. So you do 1 round will have 9 darts in it, and you count how many T20s you hit. Okay, so we've got 1 out of 6 so far. Well, that's a nice score. Do 1 more round with you, and then I'll cut away. Them first 2 darts were nice, weren't they? So I'm going to cut away, finish this game off, and then I'll come back to you once I have finished it. So I'll see you soon. Oof. Right, we are back, and as you can see, my last visit at that game was not what I wanted. My highest score was 4 treble 20s in 1 visit, so I got 4 out of 9 in 1 visit. Quite happy with that. In fact, I'm very happy with that. However, them last 3 darts, an inch the other way, please, lads. They'd be better, wouldn't they? So yeah, that was 3. That was 3 in the treble one. Frustrating, that one. Okay, so we've already actually used 15 minutes of the DeepSeek version. Now, they've actually still got 4 more games left. Can you believe it? So, doubles practice. Okay, this one looks good, might interest a lot of you. Pick 3 doubles, for example, 6, 8, 20. Aim to hit each double 3 times. So, as many times as you want, hit that double 3 times. We're going to go 20s, 16s, 12s. Okay, so I'll do 3 darts at each double with you, and then I'll cut back to you later. Okay, that's not a nice dart. Okay, we've got 1. Ooh, we've got 2. Okay, so I'm now going to switch to 16s. Ooh. So I've got 0 on 16s, and then 3 at 12. So I'll do these 3, and then I'll report back to you once I have finished this. Can't believe it, 25. Ooh, that's not a good way to end. But anyway, I'm going to go away now, and I'll be back hopefully in 3 or 4 minutes when this is completed. So I'll see you soon. And we are back. So I've finished that. And now, if you remember in the ChatGPT one, I didn't do very well on tops. I actually took the 20s out in my next dart. So it only took me 4 darts to hit it 3 times. Great. 16s, I think that took me 3 visits. No, it was 4. It was 10 darts to get them. Double 12, couldn't hit. It took me at least 6 visits to hit 3. at least 6. I stopped counting because I wasn't enjoying it. So that's that game. Quite good, that one. I suppose you can change that one to suit anybody. You can change the doubles you practice on for that game. So yeah, okay. Move on to the next game. Again, this is 5 minutes. Start at 1-2-1 and try to finish in as few as darts as possible. So it wants us to have a game of 1-2-1. Okay, let's have a game of 1-2-1. I'm going to do it on camera. Ooh, that's not a good start. Ooh, okay. I think I've pulled it off Ian there. So that is 76-81. Double top. Can we have a 4 dart leg? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, bust it. Started so well. Come on. Come on. Oh no. Oh no, bust it again. Right, I'm going to do these 3 darts and then let's call it quits on this one. Oh, that hurt. That really hurt. Couldn't do it. But rather than playing this game out and taking up more time, because this video is already very chunky, let's stop playing. 1-2-1. That is an underestimated practice game, I think. There is some value in that one, okay? And then, again, wants us to cool down. Cool down, throw 15 darts at the bullseye, aim to score 5 points. Green is 1, bull is 5. Okay, let's cool down. Oh, these are bad. Okay, there's 1. I'll do 3 more with you, and then I'll cut out and come back to you at the end when I finish. Oh, still on 3. Right, gonna end there with those. I'll do 3 more, or till I get 5 points, sorry, and then I'll come back to you. So back in a second. And we are back. I've just hit 5. It took me 21 darts. So this said 15, but I wanted to score 5 points. So it took me 21 darts to do that. That was actually dart 20. I had another dart to try and get it, to get 6 out of 21, but just missed, as you can tell. So that's that. And wants me to end with how I started, pretty much. Wants me to do 10 to 15 relaxed throws. So let's call it 15. Focus on maintaining your form and enjoying the game. So let's go back to the beginning. Ooh. Right, I'm pretty sure you don't need to see me doing this 4 more times. So I'm going to cut away and then I'll come back to you once I've finished that. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, everybody, and we are back. I have finished all of the games. Pretty long day this, pretty long session, I can't lie, but I feel like it's for a good cause. It might help me, it might help you. Hopefully it can help us all. So I'm going to start by grading them. So the balance of the games. I think this one has to go to DeepSeek, purely because there was more variation in what it offered. Okay, lots of the games were only short bursts, but it kept it fresh, it kept it going. You could even break it down into 15-minute things, where you could do 15 minutes, go and have a little walk, rest your mind for 5 minutes, come back, approach it with a fresh mindset. The ChatGPT version didn't necessarily have that because their games were a lot longer. So, point 1 to DeepSeek. Number 2, time. You already know where I'm going with this one. It's DeepSeek, because the games were much shorter in length. They seem to have a bit more structure to them. The ChatGPT ones, there was a couple of games that were over 10 minutes. Now, okay, DeepSeek does have some which are 10 minutes, but those 10 minutes were broken down into 2 5-minute sections, which for me made it much more manageable. And again, they kept it fresh. So it's 2-0 to DeepSeek. Tracking. You can track them. There's some good things and bad things for both of them. I think the way I would track this is you would need pen and paper, unfortunately, or you can just go off your mood. So for these ones, I'm going to give them a draw because, okay, they both do have measurable things, but I've done it before. I'm pretty sure you have, where you write down everything you're doing, and that in itself can ruin your rhythm. You're best just keeping a mental note and knowing what you've done. Okay, I know when I did 9 darts at 20s, my best score was 7. I can recall that. Okay, I actually got 4 darts at tops out of 3 out of 4 I did. Okay, I can recall that. So those little details I'm going to remember. So I'm going to give it a tie. So let's call that 3-1 at the moment. Sustainability. It's a tricky one, this one, because there was some games in the ChatGPT version that I really liked, especially where it was the for example, take 50 out. If you hit it, go to 60, take that out, move to 70. It had no backward step. It was all forward. It was all positive. I did like that. You could do that every day yourself for 5 minutes. The sustainability for me, though, it's just edged by DeepSeek purely because of the variation of their games. I've never played a 1-2-1 checkout game that I could recall. I've tried to do it like just throwing darts, but I've never done it with meaning like it is on there. So for that reason, I'm going to go sustainability for DeepSeek. So that's 4-1. And then enjoyment. You already know where I'm going with this one. It's the same answer as the time. It's DeepSeek, purely because the variation it created. I'm pretty sure if I asked it the same statement again, it'd generate different answers. I could even like refine it and tell ChatGPT it can't do any game over 5 minutes. But between the two things that they generated, there's so many different things you could manipulate to create a really good 10, 20, even 30-minute schedule training regime like they have done. So the possibilities are pretty good there, I think, especially if it's one of them things where you can just pick it up and play. Like, one thing that does annoy me about apps, you've got to fumble with your phone, fumble with the iPad, log in. You'll have seen me on Go Darts Pro and Dart Counter banging away on the keyboard. If you've got this and you know it, you've got 5 games that you know you can go to the board, you know how long they're going to take you. Why not keep doing them? And you're going to improve over time, aren't you? So DeepSeek for me is the winner. I'm just looking at the time. It's on 21 minutes. This is very long. I'm going to try and keep the DeepSeek regime for 7 days. I mean, I said 5 weeks for some reason, but I'm going to try and do it for a week. So I'm going to try and do it every day for a week when I get home. And then I'm going to report back, hopefully next week. But let's end here, as always, with 3 darts at the butt. Please remember to go and watch the video from yesterday, Crown Judgment, because there's a competition. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. It really will help me. This is a long video. If you've made it here, I appreciate it. Go down and write in the comments your favorite chocolate bar. Why not? Mine is a Mars bar, closely followed by a Twix. Love them. At Christmas, I enjoy my celebrations boxes. You can tell. Right, ending here today. And as always, remember to throw first.